The idea of a reality TV show where immigrants compete against one another for expedited forms of citizenship is moving forward in the vetting process. We now have confirmation from CNN and elsewhere that this Duck Dynasty producer who pitched this idea to the Department of Homeland Security has met with the Department of Homeland Security on at least 3 separate occasions about a reality TV show where immigrants would compete for expedited citizenship process. Folks, this reality TV show would involve challenges across the country, town hall meetings, survivor style votes. A lot of folks are saying this is a modern day Hunger Games without the killing, but it would be on full display for Americans to watch as immigrants would compete for citizenship, while wealthy foreigners who can afford to pay for a $5 million gold card would get expedited citizenship that way. So it's really, they're forcing individuals to be paraded in front of the American people for citizenship instead of just fixing the American immigration system. And yes, it's moving forward right now as we speak. Now, before I continue, I do want to have a personal note. I'm not going to spend today and talk about Joe Biden's interview with Robert Hur, because that is what's trending on social media right now. And the reason I'm not going to talk about it is twofold. Number one, Joe Biden's not president. Donald Trump is. And the outrage that is trying to be manufactured by folks at Axios, by folks at CNN, by the Jake Tappers of the world who are just trying to sell a book, it's unacceptable. We have bigger fish to fry right now. That's number one. Joe Biden is not president, Donald Trump is president, and we need to focus on what's happening in our country today. And number two, if you listen to that, you would know that this is Joe Biden talking about his late son. And the fact that it is this outrage manufactured over him pausing and him not speaking so eloquently about his late son who passed away, it's just horrific and unacceptable. So if you want to support my work, where I'm going to just give you the facts and the truth, not attack and slander, please consider becoming a paid subscriber to my Substack today by clicking the button below, or supporting my work by sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas. In other news, right now, there is a prison break that remains ongoing at the Orleans Justice Center in New Orleans. Yesterday, I reported that 10 inmates escaped through a toilet, essentially, in a cell with the help of individuals inside the facility. They escaped, and they were out on the run, including one individual who had been charged with a first-degree attempted murder. Now, overnight, 3 of those individuals were caught. 7, however, remain out on the run. They are considered armed and dangerous. If you live in the Louisiana area, specifically in the New Orleans area, please be mindful, because they are out, they are armed and dangerous, and authorities are actively looking for them right now. In addition, folks, Tulsi Gabbard, if you recall, fired multiple national security officials who wrote a memoranda that essentially showed that the Trump administration was lying in its Alien Enemies Act declaration that Tren de Aragua, in coordination with the Venezuelan government, were conducting an invasion of the United States, right? She fired them. And now she is asking aides to, quote unquote, reconsider their prior analysis, likely to change it to say that, the Trump administration is right. Tren de Aragua is invading the United States to justify the Alien Enemies Act proclamation. James Comey, the former FBI director, voluntarily sat down for an interview with Secret Service officials, met them. He was not detained. It was a normal interview, allowing him to explain himself when he posted a seashell image 8647, which some folks believed was an attempt to call for violence against President Trump, but other folks said 8647 means just remove him from office via impeachment, 25th Amendment, etc. He was not detained. Legal experts and former judges are warning that the harsh rhetoric coming from Donald Trump and his allies is fueling threats against judges across America right now, especially those who have ruled against Donald Trump and his administration. House Republicans have introduced legislation that would impose new fees on immigrants for services like seeking asylum, caring for a minor in custody, or applying for humanitarian parole. Essentially, they are arguing that these fees are needed to help fund Donald Trump's immigration enforcement scheme. Powerful storms across the Midwest have killed at least 16 people, including 9 in southeastern Kentucky, where a tornado caused a mass casualty event in Laurel County. Rescue crews are working around the clock, as officials describe the situation as, quote, tragic and ongoing. A Russian drone strike on a minibus evacuating civilians in Ukraine killed 9 people, most of them elderly women, and injured 4 others. Iran's supreme leader declared that the United States must leave the region and saying that the United States eventually will, highlighting tensions between the United States' military being in the region and remaining on the ground. And finally, a new 100% mortgage deal has been introduced in the United Kingdom, allowing buyers to purchase a home without needing a deposit. We'll see what happens there. Spread the word. I'll have a full breakdown of all the news you missed at the end of the day on my Substack, so be sure to click the button below to subscribe for free or follow along, and consider sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas to support, and I'll see you this evening.